Hi, Four. How you doing? I'm so happy you made it live. How are you feeling? I'm glad you're feeling good. I know that you're going through some things that can be a little challenging. I got a good nap in today, so I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you for asking. Um, I wasn't actually planning on doing nails today because I want to talk about the box of Halloween that is due, at any point in time now. We're on the countdown to the countdown. So I was just kind of hoping to to chat about the things I know, to explain the things about the box um, for those who don't know, and to go into the research, because even though I've been with this from the beginning, I know. I'm just so I did a preview video for one of the boxes, and I was just like, I'm so excited, I can't need it. And someone commented, I believe it was Deary, said something to the effect of, "No, you're not excited at all. I can't tell. I mean, are you really excited?" It was just so funny because that this box excites me a lot in a lot of ways, and I don't know why, but it's something that reaches in and grabs me, and it is super fun. And so, being that this is year 5, this will be the 5th one that they have done. I'm kind of, in the aspect of my mind really doesn't know what to go with. But being that they have been on a vintage year since the Christmas box, everything's been vintage. So I don't know, to some degree, if that translates to last year's box was the beginning of things, or if they started their vintage quest with last year's holiday box. Because ever since then, every month, it's been some version of some vintage thing of things going on, if that makes sense. And so I'm kind of wondering if that's where they're going with this box as well. Hi, Shakti. How are you? Welcome to the channel, to the live. I am talking about all things maniology, and the box, the special box that's due to come out in a few weeks or days or whatever. So I'm just kind of going over some basics of that. Do you know of what maniology is, or what nail stamping is? I try to, when I don't recognize a name and I see someone that is new, I try to at least include in some aspects of things that may or may not be known. So I ask the question, what are you aware of? Because I'm an ambassador for maniology, and I'm part of their community, what they refer to as Ohana, which is Hawaiian for family. And I take that very seriously. We're a group of like-minded people that enjoy doing our own nails and the artwork that we can create. And it's a very fun, happy place to be a part of. And I do my best to promote things as much as I possibly can within those parameters. I don't know, Four, do you think I'm doing a good job at it? I just want to make sure, because, some people might not think that I'm welcoming enough, and other people are amazed at the level that I do. And to me, I'm honestly just being me. Thank you. I appreciate that. I know I did ask for it, but I just want to make sure that that with those that understand or know that I'm hitting the points, that I'm doing my job, and uh, I'm not getting paid for this. I'm not, an employee of the company or anything. But as an ambassador, I do feel that there's a little bit of some level of requirements that I need to adhere to. And that's, for me, that is my personal expectations of what I bring to my version of what I do. Each ambassador is allowed to handle their stuff the way they see fit to handle their stewardship of the privilege that they've been given. So this is how I show up for mine. So I just want to make sure that, because for me, it's that I want to deliver to a certain level, and I just want to make sure that I am hitting that mark. And so that is the only reason why I ask. But I'm just super excited because today is the 7th. As ambassadors, we do get an email that tells us information, but it is very, very, very minimalistic. Sometimes it'll just be like one word, and we're going, okay, that helps to not tell us anything. So they do give us dates of when things will be released, but those dates are not, they're not, as they say, written in stone. Those dates are tentative because there's a lot of things they don't tell us. And the reason they don't tell us is because Maniology as a company, they don't manufacture or create the things that they are showcasing for other people. So the designs that they create and the polish shades that they create, they are the brainchild and I'm going to put it in as an intellectual property of Maniology. That the items that they are presenting, that they do sell to the public, creative wise, the company did have the original idea to implement this. But then they have to get the people that work for them, that are the creators, the designers, the ones that do the artwork. They do have to get all that kind of out on paper. So they do it electronically, or digitally, but they have to kind of get that out into the plan of what they want to do for each plate or for the polish shades, all the ingredients that go into that. And that takes time. It takes time to sit. I mean, even for me as a creator doing this very small channel, very, very tiny small channel in the sea of channels that YouTube offers, it takes me a couple of hours to set up and prepare for things. I've been working on this for 2 or 3 days where I have time to write things out because I'm doing this manually. So my hand does get to hurt when you're writing so much information out in a different way. Hi, Claire Ever4. Welcome. So in the process of creating things, like I said, I've been working on this for about 3 days and I'm still not finished with all the stuff that I want to do. And this kind of was, for me, something I wanted to do a video on to explain things. And I'm still going to do that. Actually, I'm probably going to need to do 2 videos because of the nature of what this is. But I just thought that for today, since I was working on this, that I would continue to share this live just to kind of give people a current update as of today for now, because today's the 7th. So we do get the ambassador email with the information that is the items that they planned. Because as I said, they have to create things. They have to then implement the process of getting the items done. So Maniology themselves, the people that work for Maniology, they don't make the polish. They work with someone else that is actually the manufacturing of putting the ingredients together. That is, Maniology says, this is what we want. They go to the person that is the lab, so to speak, or the ones that actually mix the ingredients. So the mixture is created by, how they go about the process of designing the color shades. And then that formula, once it's figured out in that they have that, okay, it's 3 drops of this and 4 drops of that, I'm on a giant scale. And then it goes into production. So then that's that formula, that recipe, so to speak, of the shades have to go to the bottler, for lack of a better term, where it goes into a plant that then it's formulated in large batches. It's put into the bottles. It's labeled, all the things that go to it. And then it's got to get shipped from where it's being created. Excuse me, I need to drink a little water because, hey, when you talk a lot and you live in Vegas and it's dry. And then I apologize for coughing in your ear. Liquid is important. Drink your water, H2O. So it's got to go through the bottling of that, and then it's got to get shipped and packaged and all the things that go along with that. It's got to get then sent to the Maniology warehouse, where they then have to sort and put it in the place where it needs to go. And then outside of that, then the people at Maniology that work there in the warehouse, they have to do their magic. So all of this stuff is based on a timeline for the plates. They have to get to the artwork has to get figured out. They have to put it on the metal. They have to do all the stuff that they have to do, with where that gets created and put together. That gets, labeled up and shipped to Maniology. So all these things have to go together. And that's just for the stuff that is in general, for an item, for a new polish or a new plate. And when they create a box, like the monthly box, all of that has to be done probably a year in advance, and 6 months, if not more, to be able to get that to be into production so that they have all the ingredients ready to go. And it's a scheme of things that all of that is based on the timeline of everything working out. Well, sometimes those things don't work out. So there have been many emails where we received something that there was a particular type, because it'll say on this date there'll be plates, and it'll say baskets and apples and fruit, and you're like going, okay, great, and then nothing lands. There's no plate that arrives, and we're all kind of scratching our heads going, well, what was that about? Well, probably the shipment for that didn't arrive in time for them to be able to release it on that date. Because then I know sometimes weeks or months later, all of a sudden something shows up. And then the rest of us ambassadors that are, chatting about these things, because there's a few of us that we keep in contact and share ideas and bounce things off of. A lot of us, we don't know each other, but there is a select group of ones that I'm in a group of that I do chat with. And we kind of all go, oh, that's what that was about. Yeah. Okay. So we don't always get the information ahead of time. And a lot of times we get it just minutes before the rest of everybody else does. So that's kind of how that works. So in the process of things, here's kind of some of the stuff that I was working on. So for the box of Halloween, and this is what we're talking about. They started this with the first box was the little box of horrors was in August of, I think I got that wrong, but I want to say they did it in 2020. But my numbers I wrote down is 2021. So I know that they started the YouTube channel in 2020. So that could be about the right timeline of things, because you go through a year, stuff happens, and then you don't remember, because if it's several years down the road, you kind of forget some of the details. So what came in that box was the plate M242. There was the Halloween stamper and scraper set that was exclusive to that box. And in every box, they've always had a few items that were exclusive, that the majority of the items that are in the box, they did put on the website later that you could buy them individually, but it was always a better deal to get it as the box. It's the same way with the monthly subscription box. You can buy the items individually, but piece by piece, you're going to pay less, and it's going to be a better economic decision, in my opinion, to get the group things together. Because if you're buying a set of the polishes, if you're getting a 3-piece set or a 6-piece set, however that goes, you do save a few dollars. It might only be 2 or 3 or 4, but you're still saving a couple bucks off of your purchase than if you bought them individually. Because I know that there's several polishes that they're $10, $11, $12 a piece, but you can get the set for $27. So instead of paying $30, you're paying a few dollars less. But that's just how that goes. So there was the vintage Halloween plate that was $2.45. See, in this vintage thing, that was from the very first box. So anyway, some of these items are still available. Many of them are not. So that's just the nature of how that goes. So there was then Raven is B402 of the stamping polish. That's still available. The Superstition orange, hollow orange powder is not available. Writing on the Wall M241 plate. Some of these plates I was going through to write out and figure out which ones were still available, which ones weren't. And I didn't quite get through that whole list. So then you have item 7 was the lime green detail brush. This was exclusive to the box. Hi, Robin. How you doing? How you feeling? Thank you for joining me. I'm going over and talking about the box of Halloween, all the boxes. I went and did a deep dive research because I was around for them, but I didn't remember all the details, and there's a lot of new people. So I wanted to go through and have a complete listing of all the things that have happened that for the most part to explain kind of what was in the boxes. So I don't know if when you came in what you saw, so I'll kind of move these back around. These items were what was in the very first box. I don't know if that's visually for everybody to see. Okay. And if you have any questions after I'm done, I'll be happy to kind of re-explain some things along the way. So so basically, as I was saying, so the lime green detail brush, that's no longer available. Anything that has these little orange stars, those were items that are exclusive to the box. So the difference between the two special boxes is the Halloween box has 13 because 13 is associated with Halloween. And then there's the 12 days of Christmas. So the Christmas box has 12 items. So that's how you know the difference between the two. Hi, Kyle. How you doing? So so basically, these are the items. I wrote things down. Whatchamacallit. I don't think this one is still available for the haunted house. But basically, I wrote the information down, so if you want to screenshot it or write it down, go through. I'm planning on doing longer videos to explain this, where it'll actually be a video, not a live, but in the details. And I know I need to do 2 videos. I might split it up into 3. It just depends on the information. Oh, we'll absolutely, Jessa, we will do that. Thank you for letting us know. So. I am going to, and this is what I was working on, is because I wanted to have the information to put this in a video, because I did see somebody in a bunch of different places that went, does anybody know any information? Well, this is the information that I know. And so I'm going to get to all the details as best I can. So, so the Slasher Red stamping polish, I don't think this one is still available. The Vampire Plate, I think, might be. The Malice Green is still available. I'm not positive about Slasher, though. Then there was the Freak Show plate is M242, Silhouette Blue Duochrome Power. I think this is still available. The Black Mini Organizer is not available. And so then what was exclusive to the box is they had the Stamper and Scraper and the Detail Brush. So they only had 2 items in that for that one. The polishes that they had in that box was Wicked, and it's a 3-piece sand polish. And as I said, it's $27. You can still get this as a 3-piece. And again, the colors in it was Malice, which is a dark green. Slasher, which is the ruby red, and Raven. Words are hard. Is the black. Raven. I don't think you can get individually, as well as, again, some of them. I know that there's certain polishes that you can still get independently or individually. Others you have to buy as a set. So this is the set. You can get all 3 colors. They are lovely colors. Absolutely. These ones were like the original Halloween colors that you kind of go, yes. It's the green, the black, and the red that you just kind of go, uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. So, I have a tickle. I apologize for coughing in your ear. Okay, so that was the very first box of the special Halloween box. And I'm going to put my cards back in order so I have everything ready to go for when I go. I'm keeping track. I gotta be able to make sense of all this stuff so that I can make sense for you. So that's where we are. And then, so yeah, I have extra cards because I have extra things I wanted to do on this. Okay, so the next year in 2022 was the Box of Shadows. Now, I missed the first one by just a few hours. These boxes sell out fast. And on the date that this went available, the email went out. I didn't see the email because I was busy that day, and I kept meaning to go into my email account and check things, and I didn't see it. And then by the time I go to get it and saw the email and clicked on it, it was already sold out. So like in a day, people didn't even know what it was. They did no advance advertising. They did no advance selling or information about this. They did not put a video out. They didn't tell anybody about it. It was just on the website. And there you go. Other than the fact that they sent people an email. And it sold out that fast. There was no previews, no hype. Nobody knew anything about it. Hi, Ursuline. How you doing? I am sharing about the upcoming countdown advent calendar box of Halloween, and I'm recapping all the previous years. So so when we're done, it'll take me a few minutes to go through and reset everything so that you can watch the replay on this. So at some point in about an hour after I'm done, you'll be able to watch the beginning of this, where I went through the first box and I showed you the items that were in it. So that was the first year that was the little box of horrors that they did for 2021. And in 2022 was the Box of Shadows. So I was on this puppy. I was stalking things. I was awake I didn't go to sleep that night. I was staying awake because I knew that it was supposed to be, because they did a little preview advance information on this one. Oh, I knew this box was going to be there. I had my money, I had my card, I was waiting and ready to go. I was on that, up all night. And then I happened to, because I had notifications for things turned on, I saw that there was a video, and I went to go watch the video. And because that person was given the PR box to undo, she had her video going, and that channel is Guyling325. So I do highly recommend her channel, that if you're interested in nails. But she does it all. She's the queen of things in my book. She has a very entertaining channel, the way she does things, the way she writes things up, the way she talks about stuff, the way she shares information. But she does acrylics. She is a nail tech, so she does that as her job. She has clients that she does nails on other people. I'm just a trained person, self-taught. I've been doing this for a very long time, and I'm more of a research type person. So I started with maniology, so my love will always be with maniology, but I am reaching out into other aspects of nail art, and I'm learning new things and trying to, help show people the things I know and the things I learn along the way. So I saw her video, and I go to watch it, and she did the unboxing where it was like, here's what's in the box. And I'm going, I'm already going to buy this box. I don't care about knowing what's in it. I know I'm going to love it, because what was in last year's box, I'm anticipating I'm going to love this one too. And as I'm watching it, I'm going, I'm so happy I get to buy this box. And then she says, if you click on the link through this, you can buy it now. You don't have to wait till later. I went, oh, yes, thank you. So I was so happy I was awake and up, because then I got to get the box. I got to get the box right away. And then for me, it was a matter of like, okay, I have my box paid for. Now I can go to sleep. And I slept so good. It was like in the knowing I was going to get the box. So the Box of Shadows for 2022 came with the plate organizer that had the ghosts on it. It had plate number 312, Practical Magic. It had the polish that was Occult, is B444. It had a monocle stamper and scraper set that was exclusive to the box. It had plate M314, Skeletons in the Closet. Bloodbender was B445. Plate M315, Paranormal Activity. Hey, Nana, if you pop in, there's the plate for you. So everyone let her know if she shows up. But I know she's doing her own premiere thing, so she might not be here till later. It came with nail protectors, the little stickies that you put around your nails. That I want to say that one was exclusive to the box, but I could be wrong. But they're no longer. They still sell the nails. Words are hard. They still sell nail protectors, but not in the design that came with that box. So then you had a multifunctional tool that I love. It was metal. It was the kind of a duochrome, shifting a rainbow of colors. It was beautiful. The only downside to it is that it was metal and heavy, and it didn't have the protector holder of things, because on one hand, if you squeeze the metal, you could like pliers, you could squeeze the it had the part you squeezed, it would open up the little tip that you could put your cotton on. So it was a cotton grabber that could wipe your plates. But if you used it too heavy, the metal would scratch your plates through the cotton, because it was just that, the nature of it being that way. So it was one of those things you had to be careful with. And then on the other side, it had a cuticle pusher, and it was sharp because of the way that it was designed in there, that if you weren't careful, you could nick yourself. And then on the opposite side, so you had the cotton grabber alligator part on this end, and then on the other end you had the scraper on this side, and then on the opposite side was the cleaner, and it was a very sharp little pointy thing that you could use to clean under your nails or clean around your cuticles and all that stuff. The pointies and the sharpies on this, being that it was metal, it was beautiful. I loved it. But if you were not careful, it would hurt things. And it's still available. It's called a multi-tool, but it was in the box at the time. They referred to it as a multi-function tool, but you can still find that on the website to this day. And I recommend it. Get it. Just be mindful. Safety, you got to be careful with that one. So you had Black Widow, which was M316, which is a polish. The number 11 was an item that was exclusive to the box, and I forgot to get. I'm having trouble figuring out what the actual name of that one was. And even me in my notes, and this is, going back and doing all this, I'm realizing that what did I miss in my previous unboxings? So I'm going to adjust this year's, in the sense that it's teaching me that the things I didn't know back then of how to do things, and I'm learning how to do it better. So there you go. Hex, which is a beautiful polish, B446. It's kind of a red. It wasn't the number 12 item. And then M313 plate, which is familiar, is that was in that. So the polish, again, of the ones that they had for this box, the 3-piece, it's the hollow sanded. These ones do have a texture to them that when you paint your nail polish, it feels smooth and there's a gloss to it. And not so much a sheen, because most of the time the glossy shade of whatever polish that you're painting does go away, which is why you top coat it, and then you get the really shiny effect, unless you want it to be matte and you use the matte top coat. But these ones, after you paint them and the nail dries, there's a grit feel to it. Not a whole lot, but it's kind of like rubbing your finger off of an emery board. And I do need to take another sip of water. Please excuse me. It's dry. And I apologize, I didn't drink enough water earlier in the day. Drink your water. The air conditioner goes on. And for me, every time that cycles on and off, it does create something that blows things around and doesn't like me. So again, the polish on this was Occult was blue, Bloodbender is red, and Hex is a purple. So I got that one wrong. But I knew it was kind of a red shade or whatever the case. And you can still get that as a 3-piece set. So, page 421. And so now we are on to the next one, which is 2023, was the Box of Magic. Now, I love the first 2 boxes. Box 1 was very kind of old school in its designs. It had the horror and the creepy skeleton kind of effect to things. I did like the box. Box number 2, the Box of Shadows, I loved. That one was so much better. And then you go to the Box of Magic. I didn't love this one. I liked it, but I was not in love with it. And but it's still a nice box, and the plates are still good. Good. It just, to me, it had a very creepy circus kind of aspect to it, and I don't think it hit well with a lot of the people for the box. It did sell out. It did do the things that it would normally have done. It just didn't do it as fast as the other 2. So I think they learned from that. I hope. So again, it had the Stamper and Scraper was the monocle. They had plate M409. The Polished Trickster, this was a green B487. Plate M408. See, I haven't finished all this. I have to go back and get all the names. They had a container, what they call the gumdrop jewels. Excuse me, I feel a sneeze coming on. I'm having fun today. Are we having fun with all of the things that are going wrong with my MiMZi today? The water, the coughing, the sneezing. Fun times on my live. Oh, good grief. On the days when your body revolts. Reporting from the daily, reporting from GrandmaMiMZi Says, no, what is it? Reporting live from the daily GrandmaMiMZi show, all the things that could go wrong in a live all at once. I hope you're having fun. Am I being entertaining? Am I being boring? Do you want me to shift to doing something different? I mean, is this helping anybody understand what's going on? Because I can pivot if it's not. But if you're enjoying this, I'll keep going. Just, let me know in the chat. I'm trying to make it entertaining and not boring, but there you go. So it had the, I don't know what that, you get the things. Oh, that must be a puppy fur. So, okay, pause. Because we didn't get, if we don't get it, it's going to trip me up. So there's that. So at this point, for the Box of Magic, the gumdrop jewels, it was a little plastic container that had different types of, they weren't like rhinestones, but they were like dollops. So those were cute, and that was exclusive to the box. So thank you. Okay, so I'll keep going. So at this point, then we had plate M411. There was the tweezer cuticle pusher. This is still available. It is. I think if you've watched any of my videos or been on my lives, I don't have it handy, and that was the video I wanted to do. I wanted to grab all the things that I had and kind of create this and go, this is what was in the box, and here's all the 12 items. Because again, I did do a video, but I see where I messed up in the information was not as detailed as I had hoped it to be. So, and for the new people to kind of see the things that you get, that you can still get some of these things independently from the website because they are still available. They also have them in sets. So a lot of the previous boxes, the plates are grouped that you can get all of the plates. If you didn't get them before when the box was live, you can get them now as a grouped set of the plates instead of trying to buy them each one individually. And sometimes that's a way to get a plate that is no longer available on the website, but it's available for the sets, if that makes sense. But the exclusive items, they were never available on the website. So there you go. So this one was a good idea because the plastic pusher part was on the opposite end. So it is a dual-ended thing. But the tweezer parts, they're very narrow. They're very sharp. Be very careful because I've perked myself multiple times. So just warning you on that. B448 was Smoke Show. Oh, and let me know if I'm going too fast. I'm just trying to get through all the information, and I don't want to be here like forever. So I am talking a lot faster than I normally would. But if I need to slow down, just let me know. So then there was also plate M410. There was another organizer for the plate organizer that was exclusive to the box. Again, item number 11 is one that escapes me. I got to do a little bit more research on what that was. It also included a Lotus Go mat that had the Halloween imprints and some of the designs that were a theme throughout the box. So that was nice to have. It was also exclusive to the box. And then there was a plate M412. And I didn't get to finish doing up the colors because they did have Trickster, Smoke Show, and I don't remember the third one. I didn't get that one down. So like I said, some of my information has holes in it because I'm still working on this, because this again was something that I was going to put up for videos for the upcoming release of the next box. So there's that. Oh, I forgot to add those back in there. Okay. So on to then, this was last year's box. We got a set of the press-on nails, and they had just introduced the press-on nails, and they introduced a set that was exclusive to the box that was this gorgeous metallic red that if they were to put that metallic red in a polish, they would never keep it in stock. It is so beautiful. It is similar to the polish that you can get that's called Evil Eye, that is a red. It is similar to that, but it's not as brilliant. But there you go on that. Mine will never get used unless there's something absolutely amazingly spectacular that I would use them. But at this point, I'm just going to sit there and admire them because they are, in my opinion, just too pretty. So we got another plate was M518, and this was the first time they did. This was an exclusive to the box plate that if you did not buy the box, you would not be able to get this plate. And it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. It's amazing. So many people love it. It is my favorite plate of the box, and that's all I'm going to do. There was the plate, the polish, Moonwake, which is a blue, brilliant blue, but it has a shimmer to it. It is kind of not a duochrome, but it's got the special effects in it. Beautiful polish. B528, plate M516. There is another one that this is a blue, like a teal. Shadow Veil is a darker blue that is a deeper shade of blue. So these two are nowhere near the same. And I just kind of thought, well, two blues on that, but okay, fine. I love the colors. But anyway, plate M514, there was another organizer, and that's the thing that they did. A lot of people were not happy about the fact that the organizers that came out for Halloween were exclusive to the box, that you could only get the one if you got it in the box. They did not have anything else, because usually up until this point, they changed seasonally, that they would have different albums that would come that you could get to, that would show up on seasonally. So they would have 3 or 4 times a year, they would have a different themed coloring of the plate holders that you could buy on the website. And for these 2 years, they stopped doing that. There was nothing in the fall. There was nothing around the Halloween season. You couldn't buy anything that was a new design that was a plate holder for that season. And a lot of people were unhappy. So, and they were doing the same thing for Christmas as well, for the holiday box. And I kind of went, Maniology, in one of the lives, you got to do something for the people. And I did say something in a couple of emails that if you're going to do an exclusive to the box, I'm all for that. I love the exclusive to the box. I will always buy the box because, hello, I want the exclusive items. Just because I don't know how to explain it, but it's the collector in me, the creative person in me. I want those goodies. And that's all I'm going to leave it at. But I'm like, you got to give people something that they can latch onto. So if at the same time that you are going to have something in the box be exclusive, that's an album holder for the rest of everybody else, because for me included, I'm going to want to buy something that's Halloween related. I'm going to want to buy extra plate holders because I'm not kidding. I probably need at least 100 more of those plate holders. And I keep buying them like they're going out of style. And I still need at least 100 more because I got a lot of plates. Drink your water. See, there's the air conditioner again. I told you every time that thing goes on. And it's a little warm. It's over 100. So I got to have the things going. The last couple of nights, I thought I had my my mister on for the diffuser, and I wasn't pushing the buttons right, so I didn't have it for the last couple of nights. I got it last night, so now everything's coming out. Everything's kind of doing its thing. So I apologize in advance for all the gunk. So then again, the third polish was velveteen. This is a beautiful, beautiful red. Oh my goodness. And all of them kind of have gold, the flakies to it. So go check those out. I'm sure they have them in a 3-piece set. I just didn't get that far. Because again, I'm still in research mode. They had a monocle and a stamper and scraper set. Also, it was exclusive to the box. It was a blood red, deep red color. Beautiful. Yeah, not using that ever in my life. I'm just going to hold on to it because it's so pretty. Then, of course, they had plate M513. And the powder they had, I don't remember the name of it, but it was exclusive to the box. You can't get it. Again, another one I'm not opening because it's just too pretty. And for the most of these, Maniology, if you're curious, did their own unboxing on the two. There's like, because the box comes out, they let everybody else do their thing. The box is sold out, and then they come through mid-October and go, here's the unboxing of the box if you got it. And if you didn't get it, this is what was in it. So I don't know why they wait so long to do it, but that's okay. That's their choice. And they would usually do it on a Tuesday to unbox it. So I'm pretty sure they have, I don't know if they did it. I don't remember that they did it for the first one, for the little shop of horrors. They could have, but I might have just missed that Tuesday. Or it's just not in my memory, but I know they did that the following year and have done that since that point. So that is where we are on that. And this was, this is my favorite box. Last year's box was by far the imagery, the plates, the polish, everything that was in it. This was for the longest time up until the point that of this box, the number 2 box, the box of shadows, was my favorite. This one moved number 2, the number 1 to number 2. This was my favorite. The colors that were in the box, the plates that were in the box, and I want to say we got 6 plates because it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's 6 plates, 5 that went on the website, the 6th one that was exclusive to the box. And I want to say this is the first year they did the press-ons. I could be wrong. But I'm anticipating that, and that's the other things that I wanted to go into, explaining on things. So let me go to the next stage of things here. That I'll put this back in order. Excuse me while I regroup my brain. Okay, so that is back in order. Put those with that. So now, the reason that I'm also talking about this now is because it's about ready to drop. It is going to be very soon. So I hope y'all saved your dimes and nickels, because you can't say pennies anymore. The federal government just has decided that they're going to stop minting new pennies. Pennies will still be in circulation, but they're going to become less and less, and they're going to become more rare, in the aspect of that. Because the video I was watching, or the information I was reading, I forget which one of the two, but essentially it cost them 4 cents to make a penny. The dollars of the ingredients that they need to mint a 1 cent penny cost the federal government 4 cents to create. So it's not economically feasible at the moment. So there's that. So at this point, The Little Box of Horrors came out in 2021 on August 11th. And this is to the best of what I was able to research on things, it's about that time. The Box of Shadows came out on the 16th, I think, was when they released the information, and the 18th you could buy it, somewhere in that timeline. So again, sticking with the same ratio, that timeline of that, in 2023, the Box of Magic came out on the 18th, was when you could buy it, and the Box of Night was available for purchase on the 19th. So they're pretty much sticking the last 3 years. This was the test year, and they went, oh, it works. And then they figured out, okay, these are the dates. So coming up, by grandma math, anytime now, and I do anticipate at some point in time this week or early next week. So within tomorrow or Monday, it is my math that they're going to release the information that the new box is going to be available on the drop date. So probably, I would say by Monday at the latest, maybe Tuesday. But more than likely, either tomorrow or the 11th, they will then have a video that will show up on YouTube and announcements on Instagram, and you'll get an email that the box of fill in the blank, the box of Halloween, will be available, and it's the preview. It's a teaser kind of video of things where it shows you images of things, but it doesn't tell you what's in the box. And it's probably not going to tell you when the box is going to drop. They're going to wait a couple of days for that. So I'm looking at the fact that between the 16th and the 18th, again, it looks like it'll probably happen on the 18th because that's on a Monday. I don't think it's going to happen on the 15th. I could be wrong because, like I said, they did do it around the 16th. So again, it could be a week from today on the 15th, a week and a day. Or what they did last year, they moved it over to a Monday. So it could be the 15th or it could be the 18th. So you've got a week. And it roughly is about $110, $120. If you are a subscriber, you get a discount. If you are a Muse member, you can get it at a discount. I think if you order through the app, you might be able to get a discount. You can also use an ambassador's code. Thank you very much. Mine is GrandmaM, if you are so inclined to support me and my channel in that way. Or if you have another preferred ambassador that you would like to sponsor in that way, there's more than enough to go around. And I absolutely understand that. So I thank you for those who have been supporting me. I appreciate you so very much, and thank you. But at this point, you can use that code to save you a little bit more. So then the box comes to about $100, because 10% off of 110 is $10. So essentially, you're saving your tax, because the tax is going to be about that, depending on what your tax is for your region. So these are my guesses. And as you've seen in the past, the ones that come in, you're going to get anywhere from, well, the absolute we know of, you're going to get 3 bottles of polish. So out of the 13 items, you're going to get 3 bottles of polish. You're going to probably get 4 to 5, maybe 6 plates. So 3 and 4 is 7 from 13. There's 6 more items. More than likely, you're going to get a box of the tips. More than likely, you're going to get a stamper and a scraper set of some sort, an album of some sort, a special that is an extra additive. So you're going to get probably a powder or jewels, or I know in one year we got the cuticle oil that was a new scent. So at this point, the items that you're going to get in the box are well worth getting the box. But there's a lot of people that want the box, and the box sells out. And I know for a fact that I was last year stocking the box. I shouldn't say that word, but I was on point like that lady from the Mervyn's commercial. Open, 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 open. I was waiting for that box to drop to be able to purchase. And I was, a minute after it was available, had it in my shopping cart. I was ready to go. And I know when it became available, I want to say it was about 7 a.m. my time. I could be wrong. 7 or 9, somewhere in that timeline. And then, oh yes, it was 9 a.m. So it dropped 9 a.m. But because I of all the factors of how you can get it early, I think I was getting it at 7 or 8. But anyway, so at this point, even taking it from the 7 a.m. timeline, I know that it was about 9 p.m. that night that I saw the notice on Instagram that the box had sold out. So it was less than 12 hours, because that, I want to say that they posted that notice probably an hour or two earlier than I saw it. So they said it sold out within 12 hours. I think it sold out closer to 9 or 10 hours. I mean, it was in one day, it was there and gone. And there was a Maniology live that they were talking about this, that somebody asked, about would they be able to get enough, they were concerned, was Maniology going to have enough? And Maniology said, oh, don't worry about it. We got plenty of boxes. They said, we ordered more than enough. And so somebody was like, all right, how much did you order? What, how did you come to this knowledge of that you think you got enough? And the answer was that they doubled the amount of subscribers. And they said, we've got 4,000 subscribers for the monthly box. So we doubled that. And they still sold out. So I'm hoping they triple it. That's just my 2 cents. But there's that. I'm holding back my excitement, because I'm not one of these people that goes off to squeal. I don't do that. I just, it hurts the ears. I'm not a fan of watching people do that, because and the nail tapping. I know a lot of people do that, and you're like, why? But that's the best I could do. I'm like Thing from the Addams Family. It is the Addams Family, yes. So at this point, you have about a week. Plan your days accordingly. Pay attention to the sign up for the newsletters and the emails. I'm going to be sharing more stuff about this as best I can. I didn't know if there's anything anybody else wanted to see. I know that I saw on Melissa's Manny's and More. She usually follows me after my live. She goes live, but she said she's taking a break this week, so she's not going to be having a live after this. I've been at this for about an hour, and again, I have the things revolting, so I don't want to keep subjecting people to the effects of things that are happening to me. So I think I'm going to do this as a short version, an early one, because I'm with Melissa. There's a lot of mental issues that go into creating things, and there's a lot of things I want to be able to put energies to, to create other stuff for other videos and things, and to continue on the line with this. So I am going to gather more information, and then I will collectively at some point create a video that shows you all the things that you could get. But stay tuned, because as I said, there's going to be some announcements coming really quick and really soon. And as soon as I know, I'm going to share. I do know that Guyleen325 on her channel, she usually gets the information because she is on the PR train of things. So she does release things when she's able to. And she's really good to update you on those things. But again, like I said, her channel does way more than what I am skilled to do at this point. So you might learn some other things from her that you can't learn from me. And so I go watch her, sign up for her notifications and whatnot, because a lot of times she's the one that knows things and shares it out first. So I kind of run with that. And I appreciate all of you who have been here today supporting me in this. All of you who are watching things on the replay, thank you very much. I'm sorry if I'm rambling and kind of being discombobulated on things, but it's been a busy month, and we're only on day 7. And July was a wild month. So wild in a good way, not a bad way. So at this point, I have a lot of things that I'm trying to be available to share and do for people. And I'm trying, I'm doing my best keeping up with everything I have to keep up with. So there are things on the list that it's going to take me a little bit longer than I thought or anticipated to get to, but I will get to eventually. I will get to. So please be kind. Please do not let those who are in the Misery Loves Company Club recruit you. And they're always recruiting. And I'm an ex-member. I used to be in the Misery Loves Company Club. And every now and then I kind of find myself rejoining that club. So just remind me if I'm in that mode. I know I have my days. But there you go. So I hope you are having a wonderful season as we head on into in the next few weeks. We will transition into fall. I hope your summer was everything that you wanted it to be. I hope kids going back to school didn't disrupt your life too much, or if having the kids home, this is now an undisruption of your life, however that works out for you. And I will see you soon. Thank you for being here, and for all the things that you as a community in the nails and nail art therapy of things, how I like to refer to it, have supported me in my channel and my growth and the journey that I'm on. I appreciate you all for being here. I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye.